Welcome to Lioness Lifestyle Live.
So my name is Lindsay.
And my name is Christy.
And my name is Ellie. And we are all eating a meat-based nutritious diet.
We will have discussions concerning women's health and their unique perspectives on keto and carnivore diets.
To discuss topics such as motherhood, aging, weight loss, pregnancy, mental health, and much more.
We hope you join us to Chew the Fat on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. See you then, Lionesses.
All right, and we're live. This is Lioness Lifestyle Live.
Yes, and we are so excited to meet you.
Get your questions ready for our awesome guest, Cindy. If you have a question, please put a question mark in front of your entry or QQQ so that we can find you and answer your question.
Awesome. Thanks, Ellie. So I'm going to highlight the roar of the week, you guys. We got some great comments last week, and this one actually came from Ellie's channel. So here it is. It's from Dharma Dreams 4586. And Dharma Dreams said, it's great to see more women in the carnivore space. And can I just say, Ellie, I think you were on with JT. We were in the chat, is what I mean, on his chatting with carnivores.
Yeah.
A lot of people were talking about that very thing. That it's exciting. This actually talking about our Lioness Lifestyle Live and saying how awesome it was to just have like a woman's, round table of discussion. So that was a super cool roar of the week. Thank you so much, Dharma Dreams 4586. And then you guys, for today's poll, I'm going to present my screen. And this, if you remember, we did spot the lie about me. You guys had to spot the lie. I have been skydiving. You all thought that was the lie. Well, right now I have another spot the lie. And this one is about Ellie. So that should be popping up on your screen right now, you guys. Here's Ellie. Doesn't she look great? She's lost so much weight. Ellie, look at you.
Thank you.
Thank you in that picture. My word. Beautiful. So here, can you spot the lie? So you're going to go to menti.com. You're going to enter the code 13314014, or there's the handy dandy QR code. You can point your phone right at the screen there. And then you can decide. So Ellie had appendicitis at 5 years old. You need to decide, is that truth or is that a lie? Ellie has not driven a car in 4 years. You have the decision to make. Is it truth or is it a lie? And the final one is Ellie has a sister that she has never met. Is that truth or a lie? So you guys go ahead and get your votes in. Ellie, you want to talk to some people in the chat?
Absolutely. So let's start welcoming everybody. Oh, I see Mike is here. He says, let the games begin.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike. We have Rickwin96 saying, hi, folks. Faith is here. Hi, Faith. And everyone's saying it's so nice to see each other. And we're just so excited to delve into Cindy's story once everyone guesses what the lie is. What do you guys think? What do you guys think the lie is?
So you can kind of see, it might be small on your screens. Two people think that your appendicitis is a lie. One person think that's true. Two people think that it is true that you have not driven a car in 4 years, but one person thinks that is a lie. Two people think that it is a lie that you have a sister that you've never met, and one person thinks that is true. So it is split right now. Very split.
I'm a mystery. What can I say?
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go ahead and take this down, but throughout the show, we will be popping that up, the little scrolling announcement across the screen so that you can join in. We'll pop that up in a little while if you want to participate.
All right, Cindy. So we would love for you to introduce yourself, your lifestyle of eating, and let everyone get to know you.
All right. Well, my name is Cindy Demanche, and it's also my channel name. I started keto in September 2020 when my sister had researched it for her daughter, who was diagnosed with fatty liver disease. And we have two other sisters, and we have a chat going on Messenger, and she kept posting all this. I'm doing keto with her daughter. She said, let's all do this together. Well, after about 3 months of listening to that, I decided, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to just shut her up for a while and I'll start it. And I thank her every day, all the time, because it changed my life. Prior to all that, in 2007, I had gastric bypass surgery, which I wish I had never done. I had both knees replaced in 2014 and 2017, and the one got infected. I had to have two other surgeries after that. I've had in when I was in my 20s, late 20s, early 30s, I had heel spurs real bad in both of my feet. I had those taken care of. Well, shortly before starting keto, I found out I had another spur. I never did anything with it, and it's gone from eating this way. It's like there's no pain, there's nothing. But anyway, I had started keto in September, and within 23 months, I had lost 100 pounds. I've
Amazing.
maintained that. I've been able to maintain that for a year now. I'd still like to lose about 20 more, but
It's those last 20, right? That are the hardest to lose.
yeah. But if
What an
I
accomplishment.
don't, I know I am way healthier than I was 3 years ago. And I just had my 3-year ketoversary the end of September. So it's like, yeah. Mainly, when I first started, I had gotten an A1C done. It was 5.8. I just had one done last couple weeks ago. It was 5.0. I was on blood pressure medicine for many, many years that I don't have to take anymore. So that's a definite bonus. But as a result of all those years of high blood pressure and battling it, Dr. Berry always talks about getting your CAC score. And I was like, but June of 2022, I finally went and got one done. And I was never as sorry as anybody ever to get this done. Because my score, people are saying, oh, their score is 0 or their score is 100, and they're starting to freak out because they're seeing all the zeros. Mine was over 5,500.
Whoa.
Which puts me in a 95th percentile of someone to have a heart attack. Oof. So I caught it live with Dr. Berry and Dr. Ovadia. And I asked a question. I had just gotten my score back, and Dr. Ovadia is a heart surgeon. Mm-hmm. He said, use it as your baseline, get another one done in a year. Now, it stressed me out so badly because I thought I was doing everything right, which I was. Everything else was improved. Everything was great. All my blood work is fantastic. Everything is good. I feel good. Way more mobile than I ever was. And so I had one done this past June. It went up another 600 points.
My goodness.
So it's like 6,100 and something. So again, I caught Dr. Ovadia on a live with Shaun White, Intentional Carnivore. Mm-hmm. And I asked him a question again, and I told him about it. He says, typically people will increase their CAC score as they age by 20% a year. I said, well, mine only went up about 10%. So that's that.
I was doing the math in my head. Yeah.
You didn't need to. I got it. I had it.
She's got it covered.
All right. So that's, I guess, a win, but I'll never have another test done. It is the most stressful thing.
Yeah.
And I just panic and freak out. And my poor husband, I was a mess. And I'm like, what do you do? What do you do? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I just got to live the best life I can and eat the way I've been eating for the last 3 years and enjoy what I'm doing. And that's what I decided to do. I tried to put all that stress behind me and just know that everything else has improved so much. I was pre-diabetic. I was battling the blood pressure. Like I said, even though I've had my knees replaced, there was still a lot of pressure because of all the weight. And I started at 269.9 pounds. And right before we left to come to New Hampshire, I was at 168. So
Wow.
I'm like, I'm okay with that. It's like,
And if you guys go to Cindy's channel, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Cindy, but if you guys go to Cindy's channel, she looks so much younger. She has like before and afters. So it's been how many years did you say? 2 years or 3 years? What did you
3
say?
years.
3
3
years.
years since I started.
Okay. And she looks younger now, like a lot younger now than she did in her before picture for sure. I even made a comment because I was like, wow, she looks so much younger.
You did. You did.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I am so much older. No. No, I really appreciate that.
Aren't we all? Right, Mike?
And I feel better. And that's the thing, you know?
Yes.
Like I was just at Keto Palooza at the beginning of October. And that is, you girls, you ever get a chance, that's the one to go to.
I'm dying to go. I want to go.
Fun.
Next
It's
year, I'm going.
ridiculously
Ellie,
fun.
I'm going next year. So come on. Come
Oh
on.
my gosh.
It's
Okay.
I'm
fantastic.
starting to save up right now.
If she puts when she decides, when Autumn decides to put those tickets up, you better grab them.
Okay.
Because she's going to cut them off. There's a limit. She's not going to let it explode into too big of a convention, too big of an event. Because it's community. It's like it is seriously like a big family reunion.
That is so nice.
It's great. It is really great. It's a lot of fun, and she keeps it busy, and you know she has very regimented, and it's just fantastic. But yeah, it's great. But anyway,
So, I'm sorry. So,
speakers,
who was your favorite speaker this year, Cindy?
no doubt, Dr. Barry.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all good, but he's all, you know, he's great.
We have to do the Dr. Barry finger when we say Dr. Barry. Awesome.
Well, see,
He's so
I've
funny.
gotten to meet him, and at 3 conferences now, I've got pictures with him.
Nice.
So, you know, yeah, he's really a great guy and very approachable, and you know, because I would be like, oh God, this is like somebody I've been watching for a couple years now. Like last year when my sister and I went to Keto Palooza, that was our first event, and it was like we're gonna get him in between us and get a picture, and we did, and it was great. You know, it's like, he's just really a super nice guy. But I would have been petrified to go up to him. Absolutely petrified. But he's so down to earth and so approachable, and, you know, like all of them are. Everybody
Yes.
there. It's just great. But anyway, at Keto Palooza with movement, on Sunday morning, she does a walk. And you have a choice of 1.5 miles, 3 miles, or 4.5. Last year, not knowing, you know, how I was going to react because my knees were still lit. You know, one of my knees had gotten infected after the replacement, and I had to have 2 other surgeries after that, right close to one another because I had a spot that wasn't healing. So I have a lot of scar tissue in there. So last year, my sister and I, we did the 3-mile walk, which was great, you know. This year we did the 4.5-mile walk. And it was fantastic.
That's amazing.
So, you know.
And did you have any knee pain at all, or were you pretty pain-free, or how'd that go for you?
I had been having a lot of pressure on my knee prior to going to Keto Palooza. And when we got to about the I say 2/3 of the way to complete the 4.5 mile, I told her, I said, I don't know if I can do this, but we got there, we got a bottle of water, and I said, I'm going. We're just going to do it. And she was going to go without me. I said, well, I'll just sit here and wait if I can't do it, and I'll wait for you to come back, and then we'll go back together. But no, her and I completed it together, as did her daughter. At Brian, my husband, he did the 1.5 miles. He has other issues of his own with my other niece that was there. So she walked with him on the 1.5 miles.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun. There's so many people that go out, but not everybody does. They choose whatever. just to sleep in. They meet at like 7 in the morning to get out there and walk, and it's great. It was really fun.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
I would definitely go again.
What was your favorite part of it? Like, what kind of food did they serve? Like, because I'm so interested in going now. So
yeah, what kind of food did they serve? I was wondering about that too.
Yeah, well, Friday they have a spread, and this year it was the fajita fixings without the tortillas. So they had like the onions and peppers, and then they had the meat in a separate container. They had pork rinds, they had cauliflower, rice, and then sour cream, whatever you wanted to put on them, and the cheese. And then Saturday you're on your own. They break for 90 minutes. Saturday is the day of all the speakers.
Okay.
And they break 90 minutes for lunch. And there's restaurants around. There's some in the hotel where the convention's held at the Gold House. And there's plenty of them around the area within walking distance. And then Saturday night, you're on your own. And Saturday night, we didn't eat lunch. We just got out and walked around. And that's where my
I had to call. Okay, so I'm sorry, Cindy, but Mike was in Montana and he went to a Mexican restaurant thinking ahead of time. He's thinking, and he's like, I'm gonna get fajitas. They did not serve fajitas at the Mexican restaurant. Where he was.
Full stop. What?
Yeah, I was like, at a Mexican restaurant, and then everyone was like, "It's because you were in Montana," and I'm like, "True story," because in Southern California here we get all the Mexican food. And poor Mike had no fajitas. I think he got a burger. He said he got a burger at a Mexican restaurant because that was like his family.
Screwed up. They got a wrong.
Thank you. So what he's saying, Cindy, is because you said they served his fajitas at Keto Palooza, and that's why he didn't have it.
I got it.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you could see the comments.
Saturday night, one of the guys that was at the convention, he asked Autumn if he could gather up a group to go to the Brazilian steakhouse. There were 50 of us. And we walked over there and we were all sitting at like two long tables. And man, that was the first time I had been to one. And the way they serve the food is fantastic. It's so like good. They just come around with everything. And they are constant. You got until you say, I'm done. That's it. But it's pretty cool.
Go.
How many times, Cindy, did you turn your little card over? So when I went to the Brazilian steakhouse, and I've only been once, you have that little card, it's green or red. And I kept turning, it was green for a long time. And I was like, okay, red. But then I waited and like, okay, green again. How many times did you turn it back and forth?
Just once.
Just one. Okay.
When I'm full. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it. Otherwise, I could still pile on my plate, but then it would be like, Brian, you want this?
That reminds me.
I just can't, especially after having a bypass, I can eat.
Yeah.
But I can't eat exorbitant amounts.
Right.
So, I mean, I tried for a while to do one meal a day, and I just couldn't get enough protein in for the day.
Yes.
So I'm like, I can't do this. I just couldn't. But anyway, then Sunday is their closing brunch, and they do some giveaways and all this. And they have people tell an aha moment that they got from the weekend. And I'm going to tell you, everybody was in tears listening to these people come up to the microphone and say what they got out of this conference. It was just impressive. It was great. Dustin, one of the guys I know, his YouTube is Keto Simple. He recorded those and he has them up on his channel. So
that's awesome.
That would be something to watch. That's really great. But then the food there, they had eggs and bacon and cauliflower rice kind of dish, I don't even know what all was in it. But they ran out of bacon.
Oh, no. We don't do that at a keto conference.
And they brought, they weren't totally out, but they ran out at the time and they were having to cook more. And they were told to do 60% bacon, 30% eggs, and 10% cauli rice.
Right.
And I'm telling you, the chef just decided to do whatever the heck he wanted to do. There's no way they're going to eat all this bacon, he said.
Yeah, right.
I said at a keto conference, right.
He doesn't know.
Bacon is life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seriously.
It was so crazy. She was Autumn, the one that puts it on. She was so upset. And I'm like, I get it. I get it. Iowa has bacon.
Iowa
That's
does
good,
have
Mike.
yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like when we packed for this trip, because it was such a quick thing that we had to do. I had boiled a dozen eggs. I made a pound and a half of bacon. I had some beef jerky that I made, and this little chicken jerky stuff. I had found this chicken at Costco, and I decided I had just bought a dehydrator, and I put this in there, and it was pretty good. A little kick to it, the spices that were in the chicken. But it was really good. So we brought all this stuff with us for the trip, and it's been great.
Yeah.
Like easy.
So since you've been doing keto for so long, you're keto, correct? You're consider yourself to be
My
keto?
meals, mostly my meals are more carnivore.
Okay.
But
I noticed that.
I do enjoy. Yeah, you watch.
I was like, there's less green. There's like
Yeah.
slowly and
I-
slowly less green. And
I
then-
eat very little vegetables.
Okay.
But I do like Chalk Zero, Keto Chow,
Sure.
that kind of thing.
Yep.
So yeah, that's probably not even ketovore, but I'm good.
Yeah.
I've
You're
succeeded
doing
this
great.
far.
I was just
And-
going to ask, since you've been doing this so long, like how has your diet like evolved, like when you first started versus, I don't know, a year ago versus now, like how have you seen your diet sort of evolve? Because I haven't been on it that long. Like I'm just a few months in.
Well, when I started, I started out just as cheaply as I could. I was cooking for 7 people. I was the only one keto,
Wow.
but I would have a plate like at lunchtime, which would have been my first meal, a couple hard-boiled eggs, some little squares of cheese, and maybe some salami. It went as cheap as I could.
Mm-hmm.
And I always stayed under 20 total carbs a day, always.
Okay.
I did intermittent fasting from the beginning, where I would fast at least 16 hours every day. So from the dinner before, the night before,
Mm-hmm.
till I ate my first meal the next day.
Okay.
And I pretty much still do that. There are times where I'll do an extended fast. Like in September, the first 3 weeks, I did 2 full day fasts back to back every week. So
Wow.
it was easy. For me, it was like a 64-hour fast.
That's
I
great.
remember
I'm
I
terrible
talked
at
about,
fasting.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying I'm terrible at fasting. So to me, that's like, whoa, that's awesome.
I think that's what helped me get through a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I tried. You see these people selling Prove It, the ketone drinks and stuff, and I fell for it, and I bought some of that stuff, which is expensive, and it doesn't taste good. I tried to. I drank it, but I didn't see, whatever. And then I just say, nope, I'm not going to do this. It's not necessary.
Yeah.
Eventually, I bought me a Keto Mojo because I wanted to track all this. I still, to this day, 3 days later, now people hate to track their food and track their macros. I still track my food because it doesn't bother.
Helpful?
It's so easy. For me, the way I look at it is if I really get into a problem, if I start putting on weight, or if I am stalled, big time stalled, I can go back and look, what did I eat? What did I do?
That's true.
Or what did I do to be successful? I can go back that far. And it's like, to me, it's a big help. It's like, I don't know. I even have my husband, I use MyFitnessPal, and I've heard people say, oh, that's awful. Blah, 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 blah. I even got my husband to download it on his. My husband's a type 1 diabetic.
Right.
He started keto 2 weeks after I did, and his blood sugars have evened out. There's no
That's
highs
amazing.
and lows. And
My mother-in-law Sorry, I was just gonna say my mother-in-law, she has type 1 diabetes and she is so sick. So sick. Like some days her blood sugar goes up to like 600. Like
Wow.
it's so out of control, and she's starting to develop like dementia and stuff like that. She's older. She's like closer to 70, maybe like 71, I think is
Hang
you
on.
don't ask
Hang
a lady
on.
her age. You don't ask a lady her age, so
Hang on. I am 65, young lady.
no, I'm saying she's older, like, she is
Right.
older than all of us. And
That-
but she not only is her age, but she feels it. It's like
Yeah,
I think she's much older than that, honestly, physically and
It's
mentally,
her food. It's
It's the
definitely her
food.
food.
I know. And my husband and I, we've tried. It's like my husband, my 2 kids and I were all carnivore. I've done keto in the past and I loved keto as well. And we've been trying to tell her these things for years and years. And it's just so heartbreaking. So it fills me with joy to know that your husband has been doing better and his blood sugar is stable.
Well,
Yeah.
That's amazing.
when Brian and I met 20 years ago, his A1C was 16. He should have
Yeah.
been dead. 16. Now it's 6.6. And he's aiming to go lower. He wants to get into the normal A1C range.
Yeah.
Even though his endocrinologist is like, no. It's nuts.
Yeah.
But he's determined. But his mother just passed away of dementia on Saturday.
Oh, I'm so
And
sorry.
that's why we're out of town. We're here for a funeral and everything. But she wouldn't listen to us. When we started this 3 years ago, and his father has Alzheimer's really bad. He has no idea who he even is. They were probably pre-diabetic. That was never diagnosed with his mother that I know of. But the dementia, yeah. But with Brian, I mean, he's come a long way eating this way, and but he tracks his own food now, and he keeps so close track of the carbs that it just, there's things where if I get hungry, I say, honey, you want this? Nope. Nope.
Yeah.
Just
That's
checking
Well,
this
I
out.
do.
So David has a question, and I don't know if Cindy can elaborate a little bit more. And then if you guys know, please put it in the chat for David. So he says, who's tried the Keto Chow drinks? He has to go on a road trip, and he's thinking to buy a few for the trip, along with the boiled eggs and other easy foods. I've never tried Keto Chow. I know they have the Keto Chow core, which I was looking to try, but I haven't purchased any yet. Cindy, do you have any recommendations for David, like flavors or what you like?
It depends on what kind of flavors you like, because they have a ton. The core is dairy free.
Yes.
But I mean, I have probably had all of them. I have so much Keto Chow in my home. And using it to travel, where you have to mix it with a fat butter powder. And then you just mix it in, mix it with a little bit of warm water, and then fill it up with cool water, and you've got a great, great shake.
There you go.
It's just fantastic. If I do beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, I add in Keto Chow. I love it that much. And I just became an affiliate with them.
Oh, that's amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for you.
So
when I buy my first Keto Chow, I'll buy it from your link then.
once I get home and start doing stuff like it'll be on there.
You post that, and I'm gonna go buy some because I've been wanting to try it. David is also asking sweet or plain.
They have savory flavors and they have sweet flavors. I like most all of them.
Okay.
But I would do I've got a real bad sweet tooth. So I do mostly sweet. My husband, he likes like eggnog and snickerdoodle and all those like cinnamony flavory. I'm not a big fan of cinnamon. He drinks all those. But we use it for shakes. We use it for ice cream. I've made waffles with it. They have a lot of recipes on the Keto Chow site. And they have one for drop biscuits using savory chicken soup base with a little bit of almond flour and then butter and baking powder. and egg whites. And they're so good. They're as close to regular biscuits as you can get. However, I took their birthday cake flavor one day and I substituted that instead of the chicken flavor. And I made those biscuits and I used it as a base for strawberry shortcake. And that was phenomenal. With some sugar-free whipped topping. Oh my goodness. Those were deadly.
Man, I'm just thinking.
Keto Chow is so low carb and high in protein, and it has the vitamins that you need. Each serving is 1/3 of your daily vitamins, but it has to be activated by at least 10 grams of fat, I believe it is.
Okay.
So, but it's really good. I mean, it's been a lifesaver, especially like there's people that have issues with their teeth and they have to have oral surgery.
Yeah.
They can't chew. It's the best thing to use.
Okay. Well, Keto Gorgonian says she hasn't tried the Keto Chow core, but she's tried the Equip beef protein powder and definitely has a beefy taste on the back end. Aw. I haven't tried any of that.
The core, you cannot taste the beefy flavor at all. And it is with the beef protein. And the chocolate core was the first core they came out with. And I'm going to tell you, it's way better than the regular chocolate flavor.
Okay.
And they just came out with strawberry cream core and vanilla cream core. So good.
So
I didn't bring any with me for the trip either, so I'm really missing that.
No wonder you want to talk about it. You have to have it somehow.
It's fine. I will tell anybody. It's like,
yeah, well, I'm sure you helped out David, so thank you.
Yeah, we had gone today, and I stopped by to see a lady I used to work for, and we started talking, and she said, "You really look good." She said, "What are you doing?" That's your opening, man. And I was sitting there telling her, she's a CPA. She went in there, she got a notepad, and she's keeping notes. She's writing notes. She said, "I'm going to check this out." She said, "I am definitely going to look into it." And she said, "Some reason you were sent here today, and this is it."
Awesome.
She kept, some of the things I was telling her, she said, "I was just thinking about all this, and I was just reading up on a little bit of this kind of thing." And I'm like, well, and there were so many different topics that we had covered that it was just wild.
Yeah.
I hadn't talked to her in about 6 years. But it was,
that must have been a big difference seeing you from then to now.
You were 100 pounds heavier. You were 100 pounds heavier then, right?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Hey, well, I popped up the information for the poll just in case if you've come in since the beginning. So if you want to join our poll, it's 2 truths and a lie about Ellie. You got to see if you can pick that lie out. So if you're interested in doing that, it's down at the bottom. Go ahead and join at menti.com and use that code 1331414. Sorry, Ellie, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. What were you going to say?
Oh, no, it's okay. I think back to my keto days. I did keto back in 2019. I'm carnivore now. But in 2019, I did keto, and I'm just like hearing all this like new information. Like, where was this? Where was this back then? Like, it sounds really clean and it sounds delicious. I also struggle with like a bit of a sweet tooth too. So I wonder if it would have like derailed me a little bit. I'm not quite sure, but it sounds wonderful, if I'm being honest. Maybe my kids would like it.
As far as being derailed, you know, as long as your mindset is in the right place, you know, and you know that your health is the most important. Are you okay over there? Yep. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at my husband and he's like in his seat. Like, what the heck?
I got worried for a second.
Yeah. He said, I should turn the camera around and show you. He's like laying in the chair. But I have a hard time, and I know everybody's different, but I was a serious chocoholic. Sweets. When I was recuperating from knee surgeries, My husband and my son, who lived with us also, they would ask me, "Do you need anything? Do you want anything?" Chocolate, dark chocolate. Don't care. Anything, dark chocolate. Every day they would go to the store. And, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get up and move. My leg was messed up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right. And I got to add, I mean, exercise is great. I spent the first 100 pounds on my rear end, not exercising, and still lost 100 pounds.
Yeah, for sure. When I started, I did not have 100 pounds to lose, but I did not have the energy to exercise.
No, you'd be a problem if you lost 100 pounds, Christy.
I'd weigh about 19 pounds.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
In my past, the diets that I would do, and there were so many different ones, like Weight Watchers, of course, without going there, just listening and reading and doing what and then Atkins back in the 70s. And even though that's similar to keto, I guess I wasn't ready. But I would lose 20 pounds, I'd put back on 40.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'd lose 10, I'd put back on twice as many, no matter what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's not going to happen. Like I said, I've maintained this for a year now. I know I'm not putting this back on because that would just be stupid.
That's so powerful.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's having your mindset and having that sweet tooth that I have. And my sister laughs at me all the time, and I'll be surprised if she's not in the chat somewhere. Yeah. She'll stop it. She said, "I can't eat like that." She said, "I can't. I will make chocolate chip cookies with the almond flour. Yeah. Not as often because they're okay. Thank you, Mike. And but like I made some keto fudge one day, and I had a keto gathering at our house. A couple groups that we had met, like from Ready Set Keto, Dawn Does Keto, Jen Delaney from 4-Year Jen Joyment, and there were others that invited, and it was so much fun. We supplied all the meat. We had steaks and burgers and everything, and I made some keto coleslaw. And I made this dessert that I had made, and my sister asked me to make. I had made it once for Thanksgiving and went to my oldest sister's house where no one was on keto. And everybody loved it.
Of course.
Everybody.
Yep, it's delicious.
Any kind of
who doesn't love that?
So it was like go ahead.
Sorry.
Ellie.
I was just gonna say any time that I would make like a keto alternative to anything, my family absolutely loved it, and they despise any kind of low carb eating. I made this like a breakfast quiche when you make it with the fathead dough, and then you as the crust, and then you add whatever you want, eggs, bacon, and then I think I had some like spinach or just a couple of vegetables in there, and they loved it. They begged me to make it. They would beg me to make it. And I'm just like, no, because if you want to try keto, you should go for it, because you shouldn't, eat high carb and then high fat. You know what I mean? So like I would but that's great that your family was loving those brownies, because it's like you're not, what is the word? You're not holding yourself back. You're not like, what is the word, Christy? You know what I'm trying to say? It's like you get to enjoy food, and you're not
like food freedom. You're not like worried about this calorie or that calorie, or I can't eat this or I can't eat that. You just eat from the food you're supposed to eat, and you feel great about it. Is that what you're trying to say, Ellie?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really haven't had that problem. If I go somewhere and there's donuts or cookies, it does not bother me.
Yeah.
Because there's like a twofold reason why I will never go away from keto, ketovore, carnivore, whatever I choose. Because after my gastric bypass, 2 years later, I started getting hypoglycemic episodes.
Okay.
And that story is definitely on my channel. But if I eat a lot of carbs or a lot of sugar without enough protein first, I my blood sugars go low, and it's all as a response to that gastric bypass. It was a side effect from that. And I'm like, there's no way I would go back because that was horrible. You know, there was one day my blood sugars were 40 something.
Ooh.
Oof.
And
Did you get lightheaded and dizzy and feel like you were going to pass out? Like those kind of symptoms?
spots in front of your eyes, sweatiness, lightheadedness. Yes. I would get up in the morning and I loved cereal. And I would eat some cereal before I go to work. And within an hour and a half, I was like bottoming out with blood sugars. And I tried every kind of cereal you can imagine that was supposed to be healthier.
Mm-hmm.
And I made the Kashi Go Lean cereal, which tasted disgusting, but
Oh,
I
that
tried.
was gross. Gross.
There's some that is supposed to be good for diabetics. It's called Puffins. They had a decent flavor, but they did the same thing. And I'm like, those are supposed to be for diabetics.
Mm-hmm.
Because my husband had them at the house. And I'm like, this isn't right. So knowing his signs, when he would have a low blood sugar, I bought myself a meter. And I started checking it. And then I started researching, and I found a blog of post-gastric bypass patients that have had these same symptoms.
Oh.
Some were so bad, they had to have their pancreas removed. Some suffered brain damage. I mean, so many things. And I'm like, so yeah, there's a tenfold reason why I would never go back.
Right.
Well,
who
I'm not going to
say
I'm not saying I'm 100% perfect. You know, like when we first moved to Kentucky from New Hampshire back in 21, I just told this story today. We went to we found a steakhouse, this Logan's Roadhouse, and they bring the rolls to the table. And man, did they look good. And I'm like, just one. I'm just going to have one. And I was fine because I had a nice big steak with it. But then I go and my Fitness Pal after the fact. Should have done it before.
Yeah.
One roll, 56 grams of carbs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's just insane. But it wasn't insane enough for me because the next time we went back, I ate 2 of them. But I didn't get a steak. I got a salad that had very little bit of chicken in it. So now you know where I'm going. My blood sugar dropped. I was sicker than a dog because of that. Not from eating it, but because of my blood sugars.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's like I think if you stay too strict on a regular basis without allowing yourself to have a little bit of freedom, it's not going to be sustainable.
I agree with that. Because I do that with my kids, you know, some like with my daughter in particular, because they eat mostly carnivore, you know, but then sometimes I'll let her have something that's not because, you know, we have to live our life and they're healthy and I'm fine with it. So I think that's great advice.
So my Brandon grabbed his bite butter, Ellie.
Oh, good.
Mike, how's your bite butter? Cindy, butter because we all eat butter around here. We call it bite butter. Do you ever do that?
I put butter on food. I don't take bites of butter.
You don't take so no bite butter for Cindy. Well, I definitely do bite butter, as does Mike, because it's delicious.
It is good.
So I hope your bite butter was delicious.
I cook my eggs in butter. I cook my steaks in bacon grease and butter.
Yeah.
I put extra butter on my steak, drizzle more on my eggs, but to sit there and take a bite of butter, no.
No, not for you. No bite butter. Okay.
No.
I love just breaking off a tab. I'll just break off a tab and just like take it like a pill. Just like,
yes.
I'll do the same with my kids. Like, here you go. Here you go.
Now,
everyone has to take it.
I have made brown butter bites and froze them. That's
on my list. So talk to me about those. So I've seen people put the Element chocolate salt in their brown butter bites. Do you do any like add-ins to your brown butter bites like that? Or what do you do? Because that's on my list. I got to try those.
I did Keto Chow in mine.
Of course you did. Well, I didn't have to ask that question, did I, Ellie?
Gotta
She's
have a
an
little
affiliate.
sweetness in there.
I should have known.
Now, before we left, I have a lot of Element at home, electrolytes. And I did make some gummies out of it, electrolyte gummies. And they're pretty good. If it's too salty, it's like, no.
Yeah.
But they're really good. So there's that. And that was no sweetness in that. That's just the sweetener in the electrolytes, but that's it.
Right. So what flavor Keto Chow did you use in those brown butter bites? What's a good one?
But of course.
She loves
Is
chocolate.
there any
She's
other
chocolate queen.
kind?
I do.
Yeah.
What? What'd you say, Christy?
I said, is there any other kind of brown butter bites? Because even if you want to do the element
There's
the
plenty.
chocolate.
There's plenty. Now, my husband likes Keto Bricks. And I'll melt those down into little pucks. And he'll eat those on occasion. And those are probably as carnivore as you can get. But they have to me, they have a real gritty taste. Real gritty texture, I should say. And they come in all different flavors. So if you've never heard of Keto Brick.
Yeah. I've heard of
One
Keto
bar
Bricks.
is like,
Another thing I have not tried, but Lady Fritzader says, what is the channel of the lady speaking? And I'm going to answer you. So it's right on the screen there. So youtube.com/Cindy Demanche 3839. You can go ahead and subscribe to her channel. And I think that Copper's Carnivore Kitchen did put that somewhere in the chat. If you can scroll through the chat and find it. Or maybe
I also wrote it.
Okay, thank you. So, yep. So this is Cindy's channel. You guys go check it out. She has really good recipes. And that brings me to a question for you, Cindy, because I've seen you have like kitchen gadgets. Like you mentioned your dehydrator for one. What is your favorite kitchen gadget? And how have they helped you succeed?
my favorite kitchen gadget is my Ninja Creamy to make my Keto Chow ice cream.
Yeah.
Chocolate, right?
You should see my husband.
Smelling this Keto Chow, you guys.
I'm telling you, he's sitting over there. He knew what my answer was going to be. He's sitting over there laughing his rear end off.
I know. Mike says he'll take fat bombs for 500, Alex.
But yeah,
You like what you like. I mean, that's
well,
great.
I'll tell you. I like most everything chocolate. However, one day I decided I was going to take the strawberry cream Keto Chow and mix it with banana Keto Chow. And that was amazing. Strawberry banana. It was fantastic. Without any chocolate.
Nice.
Okay, Keto
You can
Borgonian.
branch out.
Was that a recent deal? Because Keto Borgonian, I've been looking for a Ninja Creamy, and they were actually sold out for a long time. Like when they came out with the new one, I am not a creamy expert, but they came out with a new creamy. I know that, and then you couldn't get them anywhere for a long time.
Right.
So
The
Becky,
model I
can you
have,
tell me about that deal because I've been looking for one.
the one I have, they're not making anymore. Nor can you get the parts for it.
Right. I know. I've seen that. And that's why people were switching to the new one. And then that one, when that one dropped, it's like you couldn't get it anywhere. Not on Amazon, not on their own website, like not on Walmart, nowhere. But I don't know if they're available now.
Becky is Keto Oregonian. She must have gotten one of the older models that were marked down. Because they're not cheap. But boy, are they worth it. Yeah, over a year ago.
This is my new friend, Lindsay Murphy. Hi, Lindsay.
I just love Lindsay.
Lindsay has a great channel. Much love to Lindsay. And she agrees with you that the Ninja Creamy is a great gadget. And that is on my list of gadgets that I want to get for sure. So thank you,
another
Lindsay.
one that I met at the keto conventions. I met her last year.
I
at
saw your
KetoCon.
picture. Yes, I saw your picture.
Awesome.
You took a picture with her, right? Because I was like, that's Lindsay Murphy.
She's great.
Yeah,
She's
she
just
is
as
great.
in person as she is on camera.
Yeah. Bye, Sirs Lioness. I didn't even get to say hi. Sirs
Bye
Lioness.
bye.
Hi, bye, Sirs Lioness. Roar to you.
Roar.
Yes.
But yeah, Lindsay and Neely and I mean, so many people. that I've met, they're all great. It's
Now I really have to go.
So
to
Lindsay,
Ketopalooza.
if they do one next year, are you going to be there? Because if Autumn does one next year, I'm going to go for sure. And Lindsay just dropped a video, her video about it. So I'll definitely go watch
I still need to watch that.
Me too.
I just saw it pop up a little bit ago after we got back from running around today.
Because I've met so many awesome people through doing this, like my friend Mike in the chat and just several people. My friend Carrie, I don't think she's here. Of course, you, Ellie. And I'm hoping we can all pick one. She's like, who, me? You're like the first one I met, Ellie. Come on. You know that.
I know. I'm just pulling your chain.
But I just want a bunch of us to like choose the same conference and all go because I really want to meet you in person. Like, this has just been the best time. And Cindy is really recommending Ketopalooza over some of the other ones just because of the atmosphere.
Yep.
So, and I've heard other people say that as well. Like if you have to pick one, right? Like if you have to pick one, pick that one.
And
so
I went to Ketopalooza last year. That was my first convention. And then my sister and I and my husband and one of my nieces went to KetoCon, which is now Hack Your Health by KetoCon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
And that was good. There was just so much going on. But my sister and I are going back this year to Hack Your Health by KetoCon. It's like the end of May into the beginning of June.
Yes, there was a comment.
There's three different. See, at Ketopalooza, all the speakers are one day. It's one day. They're all in the same room, one right after the other, with a break for lunch and stuff like that. At KetoCon, or Hack Your Health, there is the main stage on the main floor. And then there's two breakout rooms upstairs that have different speakers going on at the same time. So trying to figure out who you want to go listen to.
It's hard to choose.
It's the toughest decision to make because there's so many good ones. And that's the only drawback of KetoCon.
Here we go. I had to go far back for this one. David said he's heading to Austin in spring of 2024 for Hack Your Health, formerly KetoCon, and he says that his ticket is indeed purchased for that one.
Yep, ours are too.
My problem with that one, David, I would love to go, but it's literally a week before school is out for me. Like I can't take off right. I wish it was like 2 weeks later because it would be squarely in my summer vacation and I would do it. But it's like just horrible timing I can't just take off at that time of year. It's very tricky for this teacher. So
my sister and I bought our tickets because each month they go up in price.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they do.
Until like the month before, and then they're maxed out to like $300. We got it for $99.
Yes,
that's much better. That's more of my budget.
Yes.
So we have our tickets for Hack Your Health, and we have the hotel rooms booked.
Oh, that's great.
Or the one, I mean, we'll share the room, but we have the hotel room booked. We each paid for 2 days back to back. So it's like, okay.
There you go.
So we just had to get our flight and a rental car.
Oh, that's good. I was going to say sharing the hotel room. Christy, do you want to share with me? I would say, like, do you snore? But I know you're carnivore, so you don't.
I probably don't snore. I don't get the complaint that I snore. So that could just be my husband's very nice or I don't snore. One of those two things is true.
It's because you're carnivore. Carnivores
I'm
don't
carnivore.
snore.
I don't snore. So I got to ask David more about this. Well, first of all, so I'm going to say what he said. He said, my current thing is a soft scrambled egg with a can of sardines mixed in. You guys know how I feel about sardines. So this is why I'm skeptical.
She don't like it.
He said he was planning on once a week, but it tastes so good that he's done it every day since Saturday. And then he's laughing. Ha ha ha.
Good for you, David.
Good for you, David. So here's the thing I did last weekend. I made my own mayonnaise. Guys, it's really good. Like I even ate tuna. For those of you that know me, that's shocking right there. A whole can of tuna. It was half mayonnaise. But I ate that tuna. And Mike says I could probably hide some sardines in that mayonnaise. I bet if I had some sardines and some eggs, I could really hide it. Now I can see by Cindy's face that I don't think she likes sardines. Am I right about that, Miss Cindy?
I will not even try them. It's like Nope. And I keep asking, I keep talking to Brian. Every time we're in the store, I say, "You want some sardines? We'll try them." He said, "Nope, nope, nope." And he's game to try almost anything, but he's
Yeah.
like, "Nope, nope."
No sardines.
Everyone has their limits. Everyone has their limits.
I know they're so good for me. I'm trying to find a way I can do it. Maybe the scrambled egg thing. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, and it's all about ketones with the sardines because it's a Dr. Boss thing, and it's. She was a speaker at Keto Palooza, and I'll tell you, I watched her one day, and she's feeding all this ketone pills down her throat, taking them, popping them. I'm like, it's not necessary.
Yeah, I've seen her do that with the. I can't believe how much MCT oil she can do.
It was just, to me, and I said earlier, I bought a Keto Mojo, and one of the times after I found out the second CAC score that I have, and I was listening to that talk with Dr. Ovadia and Intentional Carnivore. And he said, everybody talks about how your brain needs ketones, but nobody mentions how much your heart needs ketones.
Very true.
So I really watched him, and for like a couple weeks straight, I never was out of ketosis. And when I was fasting those 2 days back to back, doing a 64-hour fast, obviously you fast, your ketones rise. But mine would get up to 3 point something, 4 point. People have a hard time getting to 1.
Wow, yeah, that's true.
That's a great number.
So it's like, depending on the person, like everybody is different. I have, unless I really screw up the day before, my ketones are always.
I think we just. Oh, she's back.
She's back. There she is. Okay. You popped off, but now you popped back like magic.
Yeah. Well, I am in a hotel room, so.
Yeah. You're fine. You're fine.
Good. You're back.
You were telling us about your ketones, how they're like 3 and over.
Yes.
Yeah, when I'm fasting for those couple days. And at just any given time, they're about, I think the lowest they are is like 0.6, 0.7. Unless I really do something stupid.
No, you're doing great. I feel like I've learned so much with our talk today.
Yeah, absolutely.
I need to go get some Keto Chow, apparently.
All right. Well, Ellie, how about we show the poll and you can tell the audience which one was the lie. I'm going to present my screen real quick and see if we can pop that back up. And
let's do it.
Here it comes. Okay, if anyone wants to get that last minute vote in, you can quickly use that QR code or go to menti.com.
Oh, it's pretty split, honestly.
It's super split. I don't think anyone's voted since the very beginning.
I know what I'm going to guess, but I'll wait till it's over.
Yeah.
You'll wait till it's over. Okay, fair enough.
I'm ready to spill the tea.
Before she tells what the real lie is, I'll what my guess is.
All right. I can't wait to spill the tea. You guys are going to learn so much about me. It's embarrassing.
Yes, if you weren't on earlier, look how good Ellie looks, man. She sent me that picture. I was like, look how thin she's gotten.
Thank
She's
you.
taken off all the inches. You should see her latest video on her update on her inches because, man, all the inches.
A lot of inches, especially since I started. Like, because every month I take the same picture in the same position, I measure, and because I want to show that it's not just about the number, even though the number is fantastic. But that, I don't know, for me personally, the inches, like I'm wearing like a size small in pajama pants right now. Yes, I am wearing pajama pants. And like, to me, that's just like mind boggling because I was easily an extra large just like a couple of months ago.
Wow. That's amazing. All right, Ellie. Well, I don't see any more votes coming in. So why don't we let Cindy, you want to take your guess right before she tells us here which one you think is the lie? Did I lose everybody?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. I don't know if Cindy heard me. I was going to let her take a guess right before, but I can't see anything except for the giant
Oh
poll.
yeah, I don't think we don't hear you, Cindy. Oh, then she's fixing her mic.
Okay.
Let's give her a second.
Okay. Yeah, all I can see is the poll because I'm sharing my screen, so it fills up
Oh
my
yeah,
screen.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Let me Oh, it says that your mic isn't connected, Cindy. Should I just go ahead and say it?
Yeah, just go ahead. Hopefully she'll get that fixed and then we can spin the meaty question. Hopefully
Okay.
by that time.
So, did I have appendicitis at 5? True.
Oh,
I did.
2 people thought that was a lie.
It's true. It's very, very young. I think, what is it, like at least in their 30s and up? Like that's usually when you have it. But yeah, I was 5 years old and I was in a hospital for like almost a month. It was very, very traumatic. And the second truth is that I have not driven in 4 years. It's very
Wow.
true. We have one car and my husband takes it to work. So it's just like, what am I gonna drive?
That's not available to you.
So the lie is that I actually have a brother that I've never met. And because I don't know my biological father. He doesn't really want to have a relationship with me. I'm trying to bring the stream down, but it's true. And so I'd love to meet him one day. He lives in Japan. So,
okay. So she does have a sibling she's never met, but it is not a sister. It's a brother.
I tricked you.
That one was a lie. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me stop sharing that. Do we have Cindy back yet?
Oh, dang it. I think her sound is not working.
Yeah, it says that, Cindy, it says you're muted. Maybe I can unmute you. Nope, I can't unmute your guest. Their mic isn't connected. We can't hear you. Nope.
No.
She's like, oh no. Okay. Well, I'm sorry, Cindy. Oh,
there it is.
Oh, okay. Just in time.
Wow.
Okay. So Cindy, what we're going to do now is we're going to spin the meaty question. So let me go back into present mode here.
Let me ask you, what was the lie?
Oh yeah. Tell her, Ellie, what was the lie?
The lie is that I have a sister I've never met. It's actually a brother.
That's what I thought.
Okay, I hope everybody's ready. I've got our meaty question wheel up and we're going to give it a good spin.
To dance.
All right, we hunted down a meaty question for you, Cindy, and here it is. Have you built up a support system around you? If so, how did you do that and how has it affected you?
My support system, aside from my husband, who has backed me up through everything in my life since we've been together, is my sister. The one that got me started on keto. And then we have 2 nieces. Actually, I have 3 nieces. One is Deb's daughter. That we all hold each other accountable. Every Saturday, we check in with one another. And then starting my channel and trying to build that, to tell my story, to try to help somebody else. So
it's beautiful.
With all of that, and then meeting everybody, the people that you meet are just fantastic in this community. So, putting all that together, just I did a video about our family success, and there were 6 of us involved, all on keto, and all totaled back when I did it, it was over 300-pound loss.
Wow.
And it was my husband, myself, my sister Deb, her daughter, and 2 of her cousins, or 2 of our other nieces. So hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, that was a great answer. Thank you. All right, I'm going to stop sharing that.
But yeah, it does help when you have those people or even that person to back you up instead of knock you down when you're trying to do something.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier in the video, when I first started, I was cooking for a family of 7. And at the beginning, I was the only one doing keto.
Mm.
I did all the cooking. I did all of the grocery shopping. If they wanted chips, if they wanted pretzel, they wanted potatoes, they wanted rice, they wanted all that garbage. They paid rent, which went towards food. So I bought it. I cooked it. I didn't have to eat it.
That's true.
You know, I
Yeah.
ate the protein was what I wanted and what I was going to eat, and that was cooked for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
If I was going to eat a vegetable, there's a creamy broccoli casserole that I used to make. My granddaughter loved it and would ask for it repeatedly. It had bacon, heavy whipping cream, you know, the broccoli and cheese. It was great.
Yeah.
And
Sounds
she loves
delicious.
it. She needs this more than anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
My granddaughter, I worry about her so much. She is only 20 and she is, oh my goodness, she just needs it. That's all I can say. And I saw her the other day and I said, you know, I don't have to see you on a regular basis. I don't talk to you every day, but I worry about you every single minute of every day.
Yeah.
And it's like, you just got to do this. She had started keto. Her and her dad and his girlfriend, when we were in town May a year ago, when we were on our way back home, they called me and they said, guess what, Mom? We're starting keto. My granddaughter would message me every day with pictures. Can you tell, Grandma? Can you tell? Can you tell? And she had lost 50 pounds. But then she started not feeling well. I said that was probably the keto flu, and it would have gone away in a couple days.
Yeah.
I said if you just stuck to it, that was your body's way of getting rid of all the garbage you've been putting in your body for so long, and so much of it, that it was your way of trying to get past that. I said, and it would have passed if you just stuck with it.
Yeah.
I was so lucky with that because I never got sick. I never. And when I did beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, I did it for 31 days. No sweeteners, no nothing, no chocolate, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
When I went back to eating foods, I don't know how fortunate or unfortunate it was, but nothing bothered me.
Oh, that's
I
great.
can eat anything.
Okay.
It doesn't bother me.
It doesn't bother you. That's great because so many of us have the food sensitivities.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I've just heard so many people talk about that. So,
Yeah,
Right.
I do.
There are a lot of
Yeah,
people
it
that
does.
do, and I feel for them. But then, like I
Mhm.
said, it could be a bad thing that nothing bothers me.
No, I think you
But
should just
no,
take it
it's-
as variety.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great because I can have a variety of things. So whether it's all carnivore one day or just keto one day or in the middle one day, it's like it's such a vast array of things
Mm-hmm.
that we can have. And even my husband, and I'm going to say one more thing about Keto Chow and then I'll let it go. My husband being a diabetic, he is on an insulin pump. And I told Chris Bear this at Keto Palooza, and he was just, what? Brian, when he eats something, I don't know if your mother-in-law, right,
Yeah. Mhm.
is on an insulin pump.
She is.
Well, you know, when they eat a certain number of carbs, they have to enter in the number of carbs in their pump. If he puts the number of total carbs of Keto Chow in his pump, he winds up with low blood sugars.
Mm.
Interesting.
With
Because
that item, he can use the net carb amount,
Mm-hmm.
and his blood sugars are just fine.
Okay.
Because of the acacia gum and the sweetener, it does not affect him at all.
That's a blessing. That's amazing.
Because, you
Wow.
know, finding something for him,
That he
Well,
can just
I mean-
enjoy. Yeah.
you know, along with my health, he's my why. He's been through a lot.
Yeah. So
And it's
sweet.
like-
Mm-hmm.
He is.
Aw. Okay, well, Ellie, I think that is a very sweet note to go ahead and end our stream. We are well over the hour, and we know, Cindy, you've got a lot going on in your life right now.
Yeah,
But we
right now.
appreciate you just continuing to support us and coming on our live anyway. So thank you for that. This has been a really great talk,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I always love seeing you in the live streams, and I feel like we've connected through there, but I feel so wonderful that we've now met face to face and we heard your story. And I know you're going to help so many people with your channel.
Thank you. And I want to get you, we've had Christy on. I want to get you on our with
Yeah.
Donna and I.
Mhm.
It was so much fun. Email me whatever you want.
Yeah.
I will. We're booked out for the rest of this year.
Good for
And
you
we
guys.
take turns hosting. So, I host and then she hosts every other week. It's different.
Mhm.
And so I've got the next one I have open for mine is January 5th.
You sound like our show.
Mhm.
We just finished booking out January. I had to open February.
Yeah, it's coming. But I have my second week in January booked.
Yeah.
It's the first week I don't.
Awesome.
But I've got Joe and Rachel said they would come on from Two Crazy Ketos.
Nice. I love
Chris
them.
and Miriam Bear from Keto Chow.
Nice. Of course. Got to get them. They're great too.
Gotta get them on.
You know what? I've seen them through Two Crazy Ketos because they're friends, I know, and I've seen the Bears like with Joe and Rachel just getting up to stuff, going on trips and stuff like that.
But I will tell you, if you haven't heard Chris and Miriam's story about why they started Keto Chow, have a box of tissues ready and listen to their story.
Oh, I'm ready for it. I need to go watch it now.
It is absolutely amazing.
Awesome.
It's so I'm anxious to get them on because more people need to hear this.
Yeah.
For a small, and that's the other reason I like it so much. It's a small business. It's a family-run business, and the reason it was created was for their child.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry already. You would say anything.
It's a fantastic story, and I would support them to the end.
Yeah.
So, it's a good product. So.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. So everyone has that to look forward to, and all your amazing guests. I'm going to tune in and watch your live stream more often. I can't wait to see it.
I will send you an email.
Thank you.
All right.
Once I get home and get settled.
Those of you just joining us, like Bold Carnivore, hi and bye. Hi, bye. Sorry, Bold. Bold is the best. He made me my superhero. It's not really a meme, but I'm like, look like I'm turning into a superhero. It's so cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Really cool.
You're sprinting and everything.
I'm sprinting. Yeah. I know. You should see what Ellie sent me. I think it was Ellie, or it might have been my friend Erin.
Yeah.
One of you guys sent me a sprinting meme. It was hilarious. But yes, I am still sprinting every other day. Mike, how are those squats coming? Mike took 2 days off when he was driving back from Montana, which I forgive him for. But I hope he got back at it today.
Hope to get back to him with that.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. And we will see you next Tuesday with another awesome guest on Lioness Lifestyle Live.
Bye, everyone.